Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So about 4 o'clock and this one says 60.4 and that one says 61 and that says my batteries aren't charged because it's been overcast all day. 14.4 degrees Celsius. Well, let me show you what I'm up to. I've been trying to collect up all the materials kind of floating around the house. I mean, there was some 2x6s under there, and there was a whole bunch of wood over here. And as many of you guys know, wood does not keep forever. Dimensional framing lumber does not keep forever. What happens is it warps all to hell, and then it's worth crap. And as a matter of fact, it's worth less than nothing, because then you try to build with it and you end up spending more time than you should. You create an inferior completion or an inferior project, and it's just a mess. So this is basically what I'm up to. So picture it, 3 bookends, right? One in the middle, one on the end. This end is going to get texture 111. These guys are actually going to be hung in between on joist hangers. I'm probably going to put a small plywood. I'm going to plate this with plywood, that way this joint's better. I got those on one side, but it looks like I need something on this side too. Especially this one. I had some warped material that I tried to straighten out, but because I only plated it on one side, really kind of made a mess, so I'm going to have to plate this side also. Once again, from there to here, these are going to be in joist hangers. I'll cut them to length. These things are actually going to go underneath here, underneath those, and I'm probably going to have to jack up this side when I shift it off to the end. Good things this will do, and I think it was Terry, WTBM123, who suggested that, you know, the metal roofing will help keep the water away from the house. That is true. That will help. So I'll have to remember that as a selling point when my wife yells at me for this project again. So once again, this will be plywooded up, which will make it sturdier. I'm going to plate these joist hanger. These are going to hang on the joist hangers, and I'm going to obviously have to put some supports to keep it from rocking and falling over. Same thing, joist hangers, supports to keep it from rocking and falling over. Distance from here to here is going to be about 11 feet and a few inches. Same there. That hopefully allows me to put in, picture the tail of an three-wheeler in there, 1, 2, 3, and then nose, 1, 2, 3. I'm hoping three-wheelers are 40 inches, the smaller ones. Well, the 200S is about 40 inches. The other thing I was thinking is if I put a rack here in the back up higher, this would be a good place for tires. But now I have to figure out exactly how to do it, given that I've kind of used some cheap construction techniques here. I would probably have to post it, right? If I put a rack, I'd have to put a post at about the 6-foot point. So that's something else I'm thinking about, right? One wants to, when you build something, you want to get as much crap into it as possible. That way I can roll out the three-wheelers that are nose in, if there's 3 of them. Then I could just roll a couple of them out and access the tires along the top and get to the bottom. something to help you guys with your pocketbooks. You guys are familiar with Texture 111. It is expensive stuff because of these divots here, right? I had to move them around, and when we moved them off to the side of the pile, I said to the, I don't know, could you see the other divot down there? I said to the young man, if you discount them, see there's a divot here, and the divot down there a little further. I said, if you discount them, I'll take them. He says, oh, tell you what, you can have 50% off. So instead of these being like $34 a sheet, they were 16 and change a sheet. So that makes a big difference. See that minus 1677, minus 1677, right? I mean, my total came up to be 230.62 with another that'd be 30, like $33. No, 6 and 6 is, well, actually it's more like 7 and 7. Would have been another $34 plus tax, 35, 36. That would have taken this bill up to, you know, close to 270, right? Here are the joist hangers. It actually makes the most sense to kind of put a right, and then the roofing will be supported at the zero, which is actually going to be forward a little bit from a zero, at the 29. 2 foot 9 inches, actually, not 29. Other than this, I'm probably gonna move it back and let it dangle a little bit, so it'll be just over 2 foot in between supports for the metal roofing. What I also want to do, other than getting this thing built, I also want to go through, and for the wood that I have floating around that's crap at this point, I really want to cut it up, and if it's buggy or rotted, you know, torch it. If it's any good, I really want to you know, get it dimensionally put aside and figure out what I'm going to do with it. So this is what it is. If I could squeeze 12 of these puppies in here, it would be great. I'm figuring there's probably going to be 5 that fits there and 5 that fit there. So I'm probably not going to get in as many as I'd like to. But what are you going to do? Right? You can only fit so much stuff in a 10-pound bag, eh? Once again, the problem is the back end of the 3-wheelers are about 40 inches. So 40 times 3 is 120, right? But the way they stick in, the way the bike sticks in here, you also have to allow some room for the front tire. So I think unless the back tires are off, the ones in the back, I'm not going to get that many in here. But if I could store 12, boy, that'd be simply amazing. That'd move this place a long way toward being cleaned up. A long, long way. Especially if I use like that aluminum cap out there and take care of this guy inside of it. right? But if you count 12 bikes, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say take 3 of those, 8, 9, 10, and then 3 out of in here. 8, 9, 10, and 2 out of in here. Right? These 2 bikes get out of here. Right? Suddenly I can breathe. Right? I have breathing room. I can start moving some stuff through. So, anyway. This is just one thing in the considerations of building. I am thinking about what to do with the cap. Whether I should set up the cap to be kind of the center of something and then have a wing off of each side, or the cap and a single wing, or just the cap on its own. I don't know. I gotta see what I'm gonna do. I gotta put some thought into it. And lastly, it would be good. I'm going to use new metal roofing on the shed behind the house, mostly to keep the wife from murdering me. But it would be good if the recycled metal roofing, that between the back of this thing and the back of this thing, if I can have it so that I could pull a trailer in here, right, and keep it and what's on it nice and clean and dry. Just thinking out loud. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing. These construction videos aren't the, thrillingest thing in the world, but the good thing about it is it allows you guys to think about what you have floating around your homes, what kind of materials you have floating around, and what it will cost you to build. You can see I have about $230 out of my pocket invested, and then a bunch of the material I had floating around. I think the roofing is $20 a sheet, and I think, what do I need? If it's 3 foot wide, I need 8, so 8 times 20. I think the 3 foot wide stuff is closer to 30 a sheet. I think the 2 foot wide stuff is 20. Anyway, let's say I need 12 sheets at 20 a sheet. That's another $240. So you can see I'm very quickly on my way to a $500 structure. Right? Just to give you guys an idea of what kind of money I'm throwing around. Perhaps I have 2 of these. Perhaps I can recycle those into the rack for the tire in the back. I don't know. Thinking out loud again. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Kenney, Kenney, space C. If you just type in Kenney C to the search, it doesn't come up. So it's something like Ram Charger 4x4 or something like that. That's the name of his channel, even though when he comments it shows up as Kenney C. What I'll do is I'll put a link when I go through the description here. Under the comment, I'll throw a link in there so that you guys could find it. He's doing his thing there, and the more views you get, it's kind of like building something, So as he gets views, he'll get into it, and he'll probably put up more cool videos and so forth. For everybody out there who kind of gets into this stuff, you know, you get good comments, and you make more videos, and then those of us who watch the videos can learn some good things. The only ugly thing we run into occasionally is the internet trolls. I personally like the internet trolls who have their own station, because then I could go out and look to see what they're up to, and if they're doing cool things and all, then I'll consider some of their commentary somewhat valid. But if they got a channel like with no videos, or there was one character who was slamming me who had a channel where he was sitting there. He had like 2 videos up, and both of them were him gunning the engine on like one of these things for 45 seconds. I'm like, really? You're going to throw stones at me, and your videos are gunning the engine or on a motorcycle for 45 seconds? So, once again, I'm not in this gig to promote the hate. It's just that, for those who want to make mean comments, if you want your comments considered valid, put up your own channel and try doing what those of us with the channel do. For those who just want to throw stones, you're a jerk. You don't have a channel. You have no clue, right? What experience do you have? What do you know? All right, folks. Once again, thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing. We'll catch you guys in the next episode of The Horde, which should be tomorrow. Till then, remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and enjoy your days. Enjoy all your days. Thanks now. Bye.